I'm Jen, and I am the Nightmare Before Christmas. Quick reminder here at the top that this channel is an inclusive space where Black Lives Matter. If there's anything that we can do to make our content more inclusive or accessible, please let us know in the comments below or send an email.
All right, let's get started. Today we're going to go over my 2021 bullet journal, or at least what I've created of it so far. And today's guest cat is Dinah, so if you hear purring or jingling in the background, or me cursing at a cat, it's Dinah. So we're going to start off with a tour of what I've created so far, and then I'm going to, or she's just going to step right in front of the camera. You know, it's really kind of up to her. And then we're going to go through and I will finish up the first quarter of 2021 in my bullet journal. All right, so starting with just 2021 on the cover, because I have no idea how far this bullet journal is going to take me, probably through 2022 if my history is any indication. So I start with my index page every time I start a new bullet journal. That's a pretty classic bullet journal piece, and I've always found it very, very helpful. I also, depending on the size of the journal, I sort of write down like the size dimensions. So this is 50 blocks top to bottom and 37 across. So I kind of keep that there as a reference for when I'm planning out any of my future spreads. I've started off with my 2021 quarter one cover page. So this year I'm going to try something new. I have been getting kind of stressed out about creating just a planner for a month at a time, and then having kind of nothing happen in that month, especially with this past year. So I'm going to try out sort of 3 months at a time this time around. And I think that will also be helpful for planning out bigger projects, which is what I'm starting to do as well. The first couple pages are Hogwarts Library Card media trackers. So they're book trackers, but I'm going to use this one as a movie tracker as well. I got these off of Copper Boom Studios, which I'll link in the description, but they have an Etsy store with tons of trackers and planning pages that you can just print right out and glue into your bullet journal, or, you know, hole punch and put into a planner, depending on your preference. So this is what I'm going to be working on in today's video. This is going to be my quarter one spread. Here on this page, I have like projects and goals. So I have books to read and movies to watch, because I'm always kind of scrambling for what I should be reading and watching next. And then here I have Lit Mag deadlines for the first 3 months of the year, and then the 3 big events and projects that I'm going to be working on. And I'll talk about that a little bit more when I'm sort of outlining that. The next new thing that I'm trying this year is Dutch doors. So I cut these out, measured them out so that I could have all 3 months. This is my test, so I did that off camera, obviously. And then this sort of bunches up here in the middle. So I've got that all going on here. And then this is kind of going to be a review and coming up of the next quarter. And then here on the back of quarter one, I have more specific trackers. So this is going to be the money that I spend and make on my writing business. This is going to be, I'm working on product ideas for an Etsy channel or Etsy page. So this is going to be the ideas here. I don't plan on having that launched anytime in the first 3 months of 2021. So that's why it's just kind of ideas. And then YouTube trackers for January and March. Surprise, we're taking February off this year, and we'll talk about that more when I get to the YouTube section here. I really want to work on my Patreon this year, and that's going to be my main focus in February as well. So that's what's going on here. And then up here to the top is my Instagram page, my Ko-fi page, and then this is my Twitter, drafted, sent, and posted, because I have someone who tends to post my Twitter account for me. I sort of draft like a month at a time to make sure that I know what's coming up. I'll talk about that a little bit more when we get to it. So yeah, that's what we're going to be working on today. We're going to be putting together my Q1 planner in my bullet journal. I'm doing a lot of different things this year. I know what works for me and what doesn't, and 2020 was also so crazy that I'm sort of taking this year as a reset, trying out some new stuff and keeping the things that really work for me, and trying not to focus too much on the stuff that's going to stress me out and make me angry if it doesn't work, which is why this cover page has some lovely printed out taxonomic drawings of mushrooms and berries, rather than me trying to draw all of them.
What I'm going to do is outline March, because As I said earlier, we're actually not doing any videos in February, so that takes one giant project out of the month and is going to make it a little different and strange. And January is coming up soon, and I've already started adding things to it. So what I'm going to do is actually flip back to March. And in addition to having our YouTube schedule over here, I'm also going to be presenting at the International Conference for the Fantastic in the Arts, which I was accepted to present at last year, and then COVID happened. So I got in again this year, and this year it's going to be digital. So the first thing I'm going to do is mark that off with some mild liners. And I did attend the Portland Book Festival this year, which was all digital and super fun. I had never gone to that festival before, but even in the middle of NaNoWriMo, it was a really nice 3-week long thing to do, because there were writers that I had never heard of and writers that I was really excited to see speak. And they pointed out, even on their website a bunch before the festival launched, that because everything was laid out, no panels were overlapping, there was a chance to attend panels and attend presentations on topics that you may not have gone to if you were doing it in person. So I'm really hoping that the ICFA kind of gives you that opportunity as well, because usually everything's jammed into that weekend in the hotel. And so you're sort of picking and choosing what you can make it to and deciding, have I done enough practice on my presentation yet? Do I need to lay down and take a break right now, to get ready for my own presentation? Do I need to go moderate a panel? So this year things will be very different. I'm very excited to see all of that unfold. The conference goes from the 18th to the 22nd. And even though it's all digital, I'm just going to mark off my whole day so that I don't plan to do other things those days. So that means that pretty much everything I do in March is going to be prep for the conference. We're going to post a vlog of the conference on the 22nd. And my other YouTube video that month is going out on the 8th. So I'll put my little YouTube icon there. And in our Save for Laters, I know that the month after this is Camp NaNoWriMo, so I'll add that. So these video topics, this one's definitely going to be the ICFA vlog. That's my YouTube stuff, which means that this weekend, this is going to be all vlogging, and then this weekend is going to be filming. So this is actually the planner. This is the second year of using a planner like this. It's a Moleskine. It has dailies, and then the months are all in the front. So that's what I'm doing here. My YouTube topics tend to move around a lot, so until I actually film them, I keep them on little tabs and sort of move them around. It's easier to change things around that way. Okay, so on the 20th, I actually do have a presentation that I may skip because it's obviously the conference. It looks like that's the only meeting that I've signed up for March so far. So the week after the conference is over, I'm going to want to be prepping for Camp NaNoWriMo. So that's this weekend. So what else do I need to put in my March calendar? I'm not going to stop using my dailies. So I'm not going to try and plan out sort of every day in here, but knowing that I have 2 videos going out, and one of them I can't work on before the actual conference. So this one's probably going to be filmed this weekend. It looks like right now it's going to be parenting and writing, but I'm not 100% confident on that yet. I'm going to put that one in pencil. And my overall goals are to attend ICFA at least, possibly present. So today I found out I will be presenting, and then finish the Stranger Things paper, which is the paper that I wanted to finish last year, and then 2020 happened. That's the presentation I'm still giving, but I have done a ton more research and watched a ton more examples to sort of compare to my thesis. And then this is my new project for 2021, which I'm currently calling the Untitled Baby Project. I'm writing some nonfiction essays about my experience with having a super high risk pregnancy and then having obviously a child with a lot of special needs and a lot of medical situations that we're sort of juggling in the middle of a pandemic. I'm going to be writing about that this year, and then trying to get speaking engagements. The Maryland Writers Association does book members to do speaking engagements, so I'm really hoping to develop a talk or a presentation about that and start talking to other writers about that topic. So that's what's going on in March, and that obviously this will lend towards my speaking engagements, and this will take sort of a back burner spot during March because I'm going to be really focusing on getting this done. I'm going to want to put together my presentation setup, so knowing how I'm going to be filming this or streaming it, which means I'm either going to need somewhere quiet inside the house or I'm going to need to get Wi-Fi out to the shed, which will apparently be done before New Year's. So that's that. Well, this year I won't have to worry about travel. So I'll obviously be doing all of my social media and things in that month as well. Maybe I'll come up with some patron-only content for ICFA. And I'll want to find at least 3 journals to submit the paper to. I think that's everything for March. As I said, this is going to be my overview planner to sort of keep track of things over the course of the whole quarter, and then I'm going to take out these daily tasks and sort of plop them right in here. So I will update that as we get closer. So that's my planner for the first quarter of 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As always, click that bell to make sure that you are notified every time there's new content. If you want more content, including sneak peek novel scraps and semi-weekly roundups of my full writing schedule, you can become a patron. My Patreon and the rest of my social media pages are linked in the description. As always, stay safe and stay healthy. Happy holidays!
Are you always this articulate?
Hercules, my